Okay, if you feel like the AI news cycle is just relentless right now, you're definitely not alone. It's moving incredibly fast.
Uh-huh. Breakneck speed, really.
Yeah, and we seem to be past that initial, wow, look what this can do phase. Now it feels more like this high-stakes global chess game.
Exactly. It's less about shiny new features, more about these huge strategic bets, billions of dollars, massive infrastructure plays.
And these really unexpected alliances popping up between old rivals, plus legal fights over, who gets to control the basic resources online.
That's the key thing, isn't it? We're deep in the integration phase now.
Yeah.
AI isn't just a cool experiment anymore. It's becoming like core business infrastructure.
Hmm.
So today, we're diving into the sources you've pulled together, looking at the strategy behind it all. And when you look closely, you see these three big themes emerge, all interconnected.
Okay, what are they?
First, this massive infrastructure arms race needs unbelievable amounts of cash. Second, the rise of what we're calling agentic AI that actually does stuff.
Right, acts on its own.
Yeah. And third, just how fast and aggressively these tools are being rolled out globally. So our aim here is to get to the why behind those huge headlines you're seeing.
And we're really focusing on the partnerships and the new capabilities, the ones that show how AI is shifting, moving from, like you said, just answering questions.
Like an oracle.
Yeah, exactly. To being this dynamic system that actually acts, autonomously for the user.
Yeah. Okay, let's dig in. Starting with just the sheer scale needed to even be in this game.
Well, the first thing that jumps out is the money. The capital required is just staggering. It's an infrastructure arms race, and billions are just the entry fee.
And that first big deal that really defines this scale, it's got to be the OpenAI and Amazon cloud partnership, right? What was it, $38 billion?
Yeah, a massive $38 billion collaboration. It really makes you rethink the cost of entry for this whole new tech era.
It's incredible.
And that figure, it's not just for, general services, it's about guaranteeing compute power. Huge amounts of it.
So locking it in. Exactly. It's one of the biggest AI cloud deals ever. OpenAI gets access to Amazon's top data centers, the whole AWS platform, even their custom chips.
And for Amazon, what's their angle?
Well, for Amazon, it's kind of a strategic defense move. It solidifies their position as the go-to place for hosting these incredibly demanding AI workloads.
Okay.
They lock in one of the biggest players, OpenAI, making sure they stay absolutely central in the infrastructure market.
Right. So that deal sort of cements a traditional vendor relationship. Big company needs compute, cloud provider supplies it. But then things get weird.
Here comes the paradox. Huge competition, yes, but also critical cooperation between companies you'd normally see battling it out.
Like Apple and Google. I mean, that one's wild. Sources are saying Apple plans to use Google's Gemini model, the big 1.2 trillion parameter one, to power the next Siri.
That's the report. A strategic alliance potentially worth $1 billion a year. And it really highlights a key reality right now. Building these massive foundational models is incredibly hard and slow. Not everyone can just whip up a 1.2 trillion parameter model.
Yeah. But hang on. If Apple's using Google's brain, basically, for Siri, isn't Google then kind of the gatekeeper for Apple's core AI? Where's Apple's edge if they're just renting the intelligence?
That is the crucial tension, absolutely. It boils down to necessity and speed, I think. Apple needs that cutting-edge AI now to upgrade Siri.
Especially for complex stuff.
Exactly. Complex reasoning, summarizing things, planning tasks. That's reportedly what Gemini is being brought in for. Apple seems to have decided that staying relevant, keeping pace with competitors today, is more vital than waiting for potentially outdated in-house tech tomorrow.
And Google, they get massive reach.
Oh, unprecedented reach for Gemini. It potentially becomes the intelligence layer for hundreds of millions of iPhones and other Apple devices. It's like a truce, maybe temporary, born from mutual need, definitely not mutual affection.
So the takeaway is speed and scale for these foundational models. That trumps even major platform rivalries, at least for now.
Precisely. And this drive for scale and getting into markets quickly, it goes global too. Look at SoftBank and OpenAI teaming up in Japan.
Right, another big partnership.
Yeah, and it follows a similar pattern. Use an existing ecosystem to deploy fast.
That one feels like it's really about localization, though, not just dropping the model in.
It absolutely is. It shows you have to localize AI, adapt it for the language, the regulations, data rules, all that stuff within key markets. SoftBank becomes that essential bridge. They can speed up AI adoption in Japanese businesses, schools, public services, because they plug OpenAI's tech right into their existing telecom and cloud network.
So it's a smart shortcut for OpenAI to enter and potentially dominate a major market quickly by tailoring the rollout.
Very smart. Okay, so we've got the huge infrastructure bets laid out. Now let's talk about what all this power enables. That functional shift you mentioned, the agentic revolution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's define that. What is agentic AI?
This is really the pivot point for 2024, I think. Agentic AI means moving beyond the chatbot that just sits there passively.
Right.
We're defining it as digital assistants that actively, autonomously perform real-world tasks. Complex, multi-step tasks.
So the old AI might tell you how to book a flight.
Right. The agentic AI goes and finds the flight, checks your calendar, maybe negotiates options slightly, and actually books it for you without you having to guide every single step.
It's like a digital butler doing the job, not just giving instructions.
Exactly that, not just an information desk.
And we're starting to see these agentic capabilities rolling out, right? Like Google's updated AI mode.
Yeah, that's a good example. It lets users do complex things, booking event tickets, scheduling beauty appointments, just by talking or typing naturally.
And the key is stringing steps together.
That's the hallmark. Checking availability, talking to an external booking system, maybe handling payment info securely. It's doing multiple independent actions in sequence. The AI isn't just giving you the recipe, it's actually cooking the meal. That's complex action.
Okay, but the second AI starts acting on its own on the internet, that's where the friction starts, legally. Which brings us to that dispute between Amazon and Perplexity AI.
Right, this conflict is super important. It really exposes the fundamental tension that comes with agentic behavior. Amazon reportedly sent legal warnings to Perplexity about unauthorized data scraping.
And this is specifically because of Perplexity's new agentic browsing feature.
That's the trigger, yeah.
So how is this different from, say, Google just indexing a web page?
Well, a standard search crawler usually respects site rules, like robots.txt. It gathers data for indexing, which users then search through later. Perplexity's agentic feature, though, it's designed to go visit pages, actively summarize them, synthesize information directly for the user in response to complex questions, all autonomously.
I see.
Amazon's argument seems to be that this kind of independent, high-volume automated action breaks their site rules. It's unauthorized access, not just indexing.
So the agent, acting like a sophisticated bot, essentially, is running up against the defensive walls platforms like Amazon built around their data walls meant for humans or traditional crawlers.
Precisely. And this fight could set some major precedents. We need rules for these new independent web actors. Does an agent have the same rights as a human visitor? When does summarizing cross the line from fair use into breaking terms of service or IP issues?
Yeah, the outcome of Amazon versus Perplexity could really define how these agentic AIs are allowed to operate online going forward.
Absolutely critical to watch.
Okay, fascinating legal battle there. So we've covered the money, the strategy, the rise of action-oriented AI, and the legal risks. What about deployment? Getting these things out there to actual users.
Right, because all those billions in infrastructure don't mean much if the tools aren't easy to get and use everywhere.
And the easiest way to reach everyone is mobile, right? Which is why OpenAI releasing the Sora app for Android seems significant.
Definitely. Their advanced AI video tool, now on the world's biggest mobile platform. People can create and edit videos with text or voice, while they're out and about.
So targeting creators on the move.
It's a clear strategic play for that huge group of mobile-first creators and influencers. Putting Sora on your phone integrates it directly into that fast-paced content creation world. It bypasses the need for a powerful desktop.
And meanwhile, the established social platforms, they're integrating AI too, presumably to keep people engaged and maybe fight off new rivals.
For sure. Look at Meta expanding Vibes, their AI-driven short video feed into Europe.
How does that work exactly?
Well, Vibes basically curates a feed blending AI-generated clips with user-edited ones. It's all about using algorithms to keep you scrolling. Highly effective for engagement numbers, probably.
But that's also drawn some criticism, hasn't it? The whole AI slop idea.
Yeah, that's the term people are using. AI slap refers to that flood of low-quality, maybe repetitive, kind of generic content that AI can churn out super fast and cheap.
So the platform gets engagement, but maybe at the cost of quality.
That's the balancing act for Meta, right? Keep people hooked without drowning the platform in stuff that feels, well, junky or inauthentic.
And one more deployment example, targeting a really specific, huge group, Snap and Perplexity, a $400 million deal.
Yeah, integrating Perplexity's AI search right into Snapchat.
For Gen Z, presumably.
Textbook example. Snapchat's audience wants answers now without leaving the app. This lets them ask questions conversationally inside Snapchat and get instant AI-powered knowledge right alongside their snaps and chats.
Turn Snapchat into more of an information hub, not just social.
Exactly, a seamless blend of social and real-time knowledge. Makes the app stickier, more useful.
Okay, so all this leads back to the really big picture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The massive financial risks, the rapid rollout, and ultimately, accountability.
When you see the numbers, $38 billion cloud deals, $400 million integrations, you have to ask about sustainability, responsibility. Who picks up the pieces if one of these giant bets goes wrong?
Which makes Sam Altman's comments about bailouts really stand out. He said pretty clearly he doesn't want the U.S. government to bail out OpenAI if it fails.
That's a very strategic statement. It's pushing back on the idea that big tech is automatically too big to fail, like major banks.
Right.
By insisting on private accountability, he's signaling, we believe in market forces, not government safety nets. It's a public way of saying the huge financial risks involved here should stay private risks.
Okay, so let's step back. If we had to summarize the key takeaways for you, the listener, from all this, what stands out?
Well, first, that incredible paradox we talked about.
Yeah, fierce competition. Amazon wanting all the hosting, Meta fighting for eyeballs, but mixed with really crucial cooperation. Like Apple basically renting Google's AI brain because building it themselves is just too hard or too slow right now.
Exactly. And the second big thing, the defining strategic shift you absolutely need to track is that move from informational AI
AI that tells you stuff.
to agentic AI. AI that does stuff,
Yeah.
performs actions.
And that shift from just generating content to generating action, that carries a whole new set of risks, doesn't it?
Huge new risks. And the legal ground is shifting right now, whether it's Amazon versus Perplexity, arguing about web scraping, or just the basic functionality of Google's AI booking appointments. These things show AI is starting to mediate real-world interactions, financial and social.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Given the billions being spent on infrastructure and this reliance we're seeing on vendors like Google for core AI functions like Series Planner, how does this change what in-house innovation even means for big tech?
Yeah, that's a great question. Are they primarily hardware companies, software platforms, or are they becoming more like sophisticated integrators relying on partners for the actual core intelligence?
It really muddies the waters of proprietary control, right? If your competitor provides the brain for your flagship product, how separate are you, really?
It's a vital question. And definitely keep an eye on that Amazon and Perplexity legal case. The rules decided there will shape the future freedom or the restrictions for these new agentic AIs online.